Okay, so hello. First vlog jitters. I am going to demonstrate how to commonplace books using simple, cheap, pirated materials. So on all you need are three things: a reading source, something to write on, and a writing tool. So for my reading source, I have first generation, second hand, outdated iPad mini. So in a way, this is just an ebook reader because it doesn't update apps anymore, and it is practically useless even if it's online. And this is my cheap, commonly used for guards desks, but it's a really useful tool to as a notebook in itself and as a record. And the third is just a panda ball pen, costs 10 pesos and anyone can buy it. So this is my commonplace book. um, Commonplacing is usually used for um, um, taking notes of things you read online, of the book, anything, as long as it catches your interest. The most important thing is that you want to remember it and you want to come back to it. So this, the bottom line is, commonplace books are the best. I think the best concrete evidence that you have a backup backup knowledge. Many YouTubers call it the second brain, but that's it. That's just it. So here are the steps. First thing, you read something, of course, or if you just uh, check out. See, this is really cheap. My password is just 1234. Anyone can do it. And I have the book No Bad Parts from Schwartz. This is a book on Richard Schwartz. So this is a book about a new psychotherapeutic framework called the internal family systems model. Well, it's not new. It's been going on for 30 years, but it's not as well known as cognitive behavioral therapy or acceptance and commitment therapy. There's that. So what I do, I follow a few steps. The first is go to the chapter you want to read, or if it's just an online article, you can just scan it. Just go what parts are in it. You don't have to read line by line. You just have to check uh, what it contains. So let's go to the first chapter. So what I do is write the date. So today is March 16, and then the title. So No Bad Parts, Richard Schwartz, and then the year. So I think this is 2020 something, or I will. So it doesn't have to be perfect. So you say chapter 1, we're all multiple. So as you can see, you can already write things down that are easy to remember. You don't have to remember exactly. You just have to have a guidepost. So, and then you can see that within the chapter, it has subheadings. So you can count how many those are. So 1, history. 2, willpower and shame. Okay, 3, 4. So you're just scanning and seeing how many parts there are inside a chapter. So 5, 6. So those are important, at least the subtitles. 7, are we on 7, 8? Okay. And then there are exercises. So since there are around 8 subheadings, you can list them down, such as this. It will be like your mini table of contents. And then on the first part, so you go back, as you can see, before the first part of the first chapter, you will see that um, there are some paragraphs. It's the introduction before we go into the so history. At least it tells you what to look out for within this chapter, and then you just go ahead and write one. So history, I'm using the shorthand abbreviation, and then you can read through the intro first. If there's something significant with this, you can opt to put it here um, before writing down the first subheading, and then read through it, and the usual line by line. My strategy is per paragraph. I try to get a sense of what each paragraph is saying. So it's like one sentence per paragraph. But since that is tedious, whatever the main message of the paragraphs, or each paragraph, if there's something significant about it, you can write it down. It's just as simple as doing this. And then after, once you're done with this first chapter, you can do a summary of your personal summary. 3 points are enough. Like list down the 3 points in sentence form of what this chapter is talking about. And after summary, you can even reflect what you want to say. Like for example, I haven't read this chapter, but I'm familiar with what this book is talking about. What this is saying is this IFS, or the internal family systems, which this book is about it's like a good tool to um, to psychoanalyze yourself. So you're putting in with these two methods, the summary and the reflecting, you're putting your own input. You're creating something out of what you read. So that's it. That's how I commonplace. I think I've done 2 books, and since we're doing the cheap type, and the ball pen is a type which has an ink that bleeds through the back page, you can just take a picture of it and convert it into PDF. So that's it. It's cheap, it's free. I got this book from some site. I don't have to pay for anything. This iPad was a hand-me-down. The only things I bought were this notebook and this ball pen, and that's it. Knowledge is free.